Hello, my name is Nenad Ikonomovski. This is my presentation on Enterprise Asset Management Computerized Maintenance Management Systems, or as they are known by their acronym EAM CMMS. This is part of the course MIS 65350 Supply Chain Information Systems in the fall semester of the year 2015. First of all, let's see what EAM CMMS is. According to Wikipedia, asset management is the optimal management of the physical assets of an organization in order to maximize value. According to this simple definition, it is important to note that the traditional approach to asset management has been primarily focused on gathering asset information. However, this does not guarantee that that information is acted upon, and until recent development of modern CMMS systems, it has been difficult to act upon that information in a coordinated, comprehensive way. Modern computerized maintenance management systems, in addition to just collecting the information, offers many features and functions that help management and other users use that information in order to increase asset effectiveness and performance. Let's take a look at the features, functions, and benefits of CMMS. On this slide, we see listed several capabilities and modules that are typically found within CMMS. I would like to note here that not all of these have to be present in a CMMS implementation. Each organization needs to evaluate prior to working with a vendor on installing a CMMS computerized maintenance management system, whether they need all modules or only particular modules based on their particular business need. So starting from the top here, the first module is operating locations. This is actually an application which allows the operator to enter and track locations where equipment operates and also be able to organize these locations in network systems. This way, work orders can be written either against a location or a particular piece of equipment. The equipment module provides accurate and detailed records of each piece of equipment. This is very useful because it also contains much equipment-related data, such as bill of material, preventive maintenance schedule, service contract, safety procedures, and so on. The next module, resources, is a very useful module in which specifics about labor can be tracked and referenced. This includes things like specific records for all maintenance personnel, their particular craft or specialization, such as mechanic, electrician, or plumber, and similar. In addition, there might be information on their labor rates. And we will see later when we talk about integration with other systems, this would be useful data provided to, for example, Microsoft Project, which project managers use and can utilize these rates for involved resources. The next module is the safety plans one. It offers the following capabilities, and this is a prominent module, especially where government regulation prescribes certain safety standards. So this module provides things like automatic safety plan numbering, tracking hazards for multiple equipment, also precautions for a hazard, tracking hazardous materials, material safety data sheets, lockout, tagout procedures, defining safety plans for multiple equipment and locations, and other safety-related information is stored there. Inventory control is a module that may be included in order to allow the operator to track inventory movement. Also, this module may have the capability for tracking item vendors, location of items, cost information, Some CMMS recommend and provide the ability to track tools even, and provide basic tool room management features. The work request module should be definitely integral part of a CMMS. It provides the capability for a requester to input the request, such as a trouble call and similar. It should be designed to be used by a very average user without the need for special training, with a minimum amount of required data entry for this module. The next module, the work order tracking module, is really the very heart of a work order system. It should provide instant access to all information related to planning and scheduling, including work plan operations, labor, materials, tools, costs, blueprints, equipment, and similar. Work management. The work management module may be a part of the CMMS. It provides the capability for a planner to specify which labor personnel is assigned to which particular work order and when. It breaks down into planning and dispatching. Planning allows labor assignments that will be planned for future shifts, while dispatching is assigning labor to be carried out as soon as possible. The next module, quick reporting. Actually, the reporting capability is present throughout the CMMS. The graph, the figure to the right, shows an example of KPIs, which we will get to. So quick reporting provides rapid and easy means for opening, reporting on, and closing work orders. Then we have the preventive maintenance, which offers the following capabilities within CMMS. It provides criteria for generating preventive maintenance work orders, which can be time-based or meter-based, whichever comes first. And those are the two types of frequency information. It also has the capability of generating time-based preventive maintenance work orders, permitting and tracking preventive maintenance extensions, and triggering meter-based preventive maintenance by two separate meters. Utilities module contains detailed information on utilities consumption, distribution, use metering, allocation to users, and cost may also be included. The facility equipment history module provides maintenance histories for both facilities and individual pieces of equipment. It would contain summaries of preventive maintenance, repairs, rehabilitation, modifications, construction, additions, and other work affecting the configuration or the condition of these items. Purchasing module. Most mature CMMS systems would include a purchasing module, and this enables the initiation of requisition of material against a work order. It also provides other useful purchasing-related information. The contracts module allows information, includes information on maintenance contracts, and these can be very useful for relationship with vendors, government furnished property, quality assurance, and similar. And key performance indicators, or as they are known as KPI, these are used in evaluating an organization's maintenance program and for analysis for ways to improve. Finally, there are other specialized capabilities and features which will depend on the specific needs of a particular industry or a particular organization. In fact, today, after so many CMMS vendors have developed and matured, they are going back to scaling back their features and functions to a particular niche industry in order to create a distinction in their and a competitive advantage. Continuing our discussion on CMMS features, functions, and benefits, we will now take a look at some contemporary challenges and the answer that CMMS provides to those challenges. With the further development of technology and development of so-called smart assets, which are assets that contain things like RFID tags, GPS, onboard sophisticated computers, and so on, there has been a need to integrate these varied technologies and track them. So this even better builds the case for a CMMS system to integrate them together. It also enables monitoring and tracking them from virtually anywhere. Another modern issue and challenge today is sustainability, and CMMS enables precise measuring, analysis, and optimization of energy consumption. One case study that we reviewed was the Bentley University, where CMMS was exactly implemented for that very successfully. Increased measurement focus. There has been an increased focus on measurement for various reasons, not least of which is government regulation and auditing. So CMMS provide detailed information, structured and flexible reports and charts. And closely tied to that are regulatory pressures, which once again, flexible reporting is very useful in meeting those regulatory and complying with those regulatory pressures. And CMMS also offers enhanced security features, advanced approval capability, and audit trail function. Continued discussion on contemporary challenges and CMMS solutions is the need for savings and cutting costs. CMMS introduces efficiencies that result in cost reduction and savings in almost every area of asset management. Affordability is also prominent because as many vendors in CMMS mature and the whole industry matures, new technologies arise that lower the overall cost and make CMMS purchase and implementation more affordable. An example of this is software as a service, where the CMMS system can be hosted by the vendor. Knowledge retention is a modern day problem, especially as organizations who have not yet implemented a CMMS system rely heavily on the expertise of their personnel, which eventually will retire. So instead of relying on this so-called tribal knowledge, by implementing CMMS, it has the capability of capturing this knowledge through historical data and then even using algorithms to optimize when maintenance should be scheduled and so on. So it helps in effective decision making. Organizational alignment. There are, as we know, typically at the beginning of a fiscal year, an organization at the highest level plans out what is known as the slow loop corporate strategic plan, but in reality, the daily operational so-called fast loop of executing that plan usually varies quite significantly from what was strategically planned. CMMS helps this fine-tuning and alignment because it provides real-time data and real-time status of all assets and therefore allows quality decisions in a timely manner. Now let's move on to discussing how to properly make a good selection in deciding which CMMS system to purchase and its implementation. Here are a few do's and don'ts that have been mentioned in the article from SAP and Eckstein. Do establish a long-term partnership with the CMMS vendor. This is very important. Your vendor needs to know that they should be present and available for the long haul. It is crucial to ensure that the vendor provides the necessary training, configuration optimization, and upfront discloses what future upgrade costs will be. As your business grows, your CMMS needs will become more sophisticated and you will need new features, and that is why your vendor should be ready to help you with this. Do ensure data from existing system is transferable. In other words, before even purchasing the CMMS, ensure that the legacy system and its data can be transferred accurately and easily. Do consider the ability to interface with other systems, again, in advance. This is crucial, and that's why you should involve the IT department as well as management and other users to discuss this beforehand. And also do shop around. Do not immediately lock into one vendor and their product, but try several vendors and see which one best suits your needs. Do not select a CMMS without clear requirements. Establish criteria that specify your needs. Create a short list of CMMS products. Complete a road test and grade each product's performance based on that criteria. Also, another thing not to do is be the guinea pig or the beta tester. In other words, select products and vendors who have an established track record of successful implementation in other companies of CMMS. Also, do not attempt to build your own CMMS in-house. This would not be worth the effort and the money when there are so many CMMS vendors with years of experience and their products, their off-the-shelf products, are usually very customizable in order to meet your needs. Do not structure CMMS in a way that makes data entry, modifications, and upgrades difficult. So as you are implementing and configuring your CMMS system, make sure that it is flexible for future upgrades and needs for modification, as well as for data entry. And finally, do not prolong the agony of hanging on to a legacy system just because you have invested so much in it in the past. You should carefully just do an analysis and compare how much money and how much you would need to invest to customize and change the existing system to meet your needs versus introducing a new CMMS system. Some barriers or challenges to adoption of CMMS are, first of all, it does carry a high price tag. There is a high startup cost, typically anywhere in the range from $10,000 to $100,000. But based on the experience of Steve Valesco, editor of National Provisioner, it usually pays itself off within a year. The second barrier is that buy-in is crucial. It is highly important that buy-in is obtained from maintenance and production departments, both from managers and other users, while implementing a CMMS. The learning curve is steep, and users will not see the benefits of CMMS right away. It typically takes 2 to 3 months to integrate CMMS into daily activities and for users to begin seeing the value that it brings. And finally, a champion to promote CMMS is really needed. As can be seen on the illustration in the figure to the right, someone needs to continuously motivate the users and all stakeholders of the benefit of CMMS and address their daily concerns and show them through the features of CMMS how they can benefit and use it in a more advanced way. Now let's take a look at the SCORE model, which consists of processes, people, practices, and metrics at the various process levels. That is the process level of people, practices, and metrics. So first of all, I selected one particular process which is highly relevant to CMMS, and that is SE5, the Managed Supply Chain Assets process. This process further breaks down into the level 3 processes, also known as process elements. SE51, Schedule Asset Management Activities. E52, Take Asset Offline. SE53, Inspect and Troubleshoot. SE54, Install and Configure. SE55, Clean, Maintain, and Repair. SE56, Decommission and Dispose. SE57, Inspect Maintenance. And finally, SE58, Reinstate Asset. So these are the 8 process elements of the Managed Supply Chain Assets process. Now, if we look up the recommended skills for this particular process, we will get the recommended skill HS006, Asset Management. Some of the aptitudes required for this skill, and which are also relevant to CMMS, are HA0023, Diagnostic Information Gathering, Analysis, and Problem Solving. HA0028, Enabling Technology. And HA0056, Process Orientation, Systemic and Conceptual Thinking. Further, the relevant practices for this particular process and CMMS in general are BP 106, Predictive Maintenance, or also known as Condition-Based Maintenance, which attempts to evaluate the condition of equipment by performing periodic or continuous online equipment condition monitoring, and also BP 133, Total Preventive Maintenance, or TPM, which is a production management approach that places the responsibility for routine maintenance on the workers who operate the machinery rather than employing separate maintenance personnel for that function. Further, we're going to take a look at some relevant performance attributes, and the key performance attribute for CMMS is asset management efficiency. This performance attribute is characterized by the following level 1 metrics. AM11, cash-to-cash cycle time. AM12, return on supply chain fixed assets. And AM13, return on working capital. With that, I end my presentation and open it up for questions and discussion. I would like to pose a few questions to my fellow students. The first one is, would you consider integrating CMMS with the system you were assigned to present? If yes, explain your rationale and key modules you think should be integrated. And if not, explain why. Another question I have is, based on the industry or field you work in, how would you best utilize CMMS, if at all? Thank you very much for listening to my presentation.